Remember that the Colorado Supreme Court removed Trump from the ballot, saying he was an insurrectionist, and that followed a 5-day hearing in a trial court in Colorado where evidence was presented, and the judge in that case concluded that Trump was in fact an insurrectionist. So this is a major step. It is something the United States Supreme Court has never truly grappled with, the meaning of the 14th Amendment, Section 3. That's because we've never had a situation where an insurrectionist is running to be president of the United States.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. Guys, I'm sure that you're all well aware by now that the Supreme Court, of course, has agreed to hear the Trump ballot cases, or the 14th Amendment cases, the election interference cases, whatever you want to call them. And, of course, I've been convinced that they didn't have a choice, honestly. I mean, of course, they can do whatever they want. They can hear whatever they want, but they couldn't say no to this. You can't have an amendment meaning different things in different states. Someone's got to set the bar. But anyway, you would think that Trump and his team would be happy. And honestly, I'm sure that they are. So I don't know if he's just trolling liberals or what exactly he's doing, but he gave kind of a cryptic warning regarding this election interference case and the Supreme Court, particularly the Republican justices. And it all happened. He was given a campaign speech basically just as the decision was made public. So he had just found out about it. And I know that Trump is a pretty unfiltered guy. He'll say exactly what's on his mind. That's, one of the great things about him. It's also one of his, when he's in his own worst enemy kind of thing. But anyway, this one got a little wild, and I'm sure it is going to drive some libs crazy. They're going to say, I told you so, this, that, and the other, typical lib stuff. But I'll show you that in a moment, guys. But before I do, guys, be a part of the channel's growth. It's going to be important to get conservative voices heard this year, and I can't do it without you guys. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. Have a listen to this, and then we'll chat about it.
And I hope they do that. We have some big things going in there. I just saw the Supreme Court just before I came. I got some beauties today. I had the one, and then I had the other. Supreme Court is taking the case from Colorado, and so they'll make a decision. And you know what I do find, and, maybe say it, maybe don't, but I say it. A Democrat judge appointed by, let's say, Obama, they're down and they say, we're appointed, that's the end. When you are a Republican judge and you're appointed by, let's say, Trump, they go out of their way to hurt you so that they can show that they have been fair, honorable people. It's an amazing difference. I've never seen anything like it. You appoint some of these radical left Democrats, and right from the beginning, you say, we're dead. And the Republican judges want to go out of their way to be fair and unbiased, and even to a point where they hurt you. And I guess it's a different wiring system or something. But all I want is fair. I fought really hard to get 3 very, very good people, and they're great people, very smart people.
Yeah, so you guys see that, man. Here is what I love about comments like this. A, there is nothing you can possibly say to really argue against it. And B, it's always nice when you can't argue against it, especially comments that are likely to drive liberals completely insane through their own confirmation bias and just all around predetermined insanity, which is pretty much my favorite. I love watching liberals go nuts. But guys, let me know your initial reaction to what you just heard in the comments, and also let me know what you think is going to happen at the Supreme Court. Here's what I think is going to happen. We already see every so-called legal expert on every left-wing echo chamber bubble channel talking about how it can be decided as sort of a procedural thing, leaving it open to say that states can individually make decisions based on the 14th Amendment, just not like they did in Maine or just not like they did in Colorado. That is complete and total fantasy that these people are holding on to. That makes no sense. There is no explaining that, no reason for that. It makes no sense. This cannot be a procedural decision. This has to be very, very, very clear. It has to be concise one way or the other. This is what the 14th Amendment means. This is what it doesn't mean. This is why it does or does not apply. Anything short of that, and it will just be a complete and total disaster. You'll have 50 different states doing 50 different things, petitioning the Supreme Court 50 different times. And people think we're divided now. That would truly, truly be a dangerous beginning of something in this country, I believe. And the Supreme Court knows this. I believe that. And I think that's why they took the case. You know, they almost never, ever get involved in current event politics. And I'm sure they really, really don't want to. They didn't want anything to do with this, I'm sure. But they really didn't have a choice. And I know most people won't agree with me, but I think this ends up being a 9-0 unanimous decision. I think almost without a doubt they are going to decide 9-0 in favor of the Constitution and in favor, of course, of Donald Trump. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know yours in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.